just in case they don't come, they still can refer to the video.
Yes, yes.
All right. Good evening. Okay. So this is the final chapter. Okay. Not very, for me, not very complicated, but you really need to relate to your experience. Okay. So this final chapter is talking about the accountability in education. Okay. So accountability in education, no matter the students are taking whatever level of the level of studies, as long as they are involved in this education teaching profession, they need to understand this accountability in education. Okay, so first of all, we look at the introduction here. In the school, and this is not means only for the school administrator. Okay, we don't want to split it out, see that okay, this one only depend, we leave it to the school administrator. So who are the school administrators? Okay, for example, primary school, the school principal, and then the assistant principal, and then course coordinator. These are all categorized in the school administrators. But in fact, when we talk about the ethic, is the business of education. Okay, whether you like it or not, ordinary teacher too often have to grapple with ethical dilemmas. Okay, so I do believe that as long as you are in the education profession all the time, you are involved yourself in these ethical dilemmas. So these ethical issues and conflicts are much related to accountability in education. In fact, accountability in education demands educators, the leadership in the school, and all the teaching staff to act as the moral agents. So what are the ethics in education? So here I list down the most important four. So ethics plays a very important role in education. So when you talk about the ethics, okay, it's a discipline of dealing with the good and bad with commitment and moral duty. Ethics are well-established labels that make the measures right and wrong. Ethics impacts the behavior and permits an individual to make the right option. So when I talk about this one, the ethics in education, normally I won't skip from this one of the revised taxonomy Bloom. Okay, you all have to relate this one, the ethics in education, to the revised taxonomy Bloom. One of the domain is the affective domain, and in this affective domain, we notice that all the time the students trying to build up their own perceptions on the value, on the ethics from their observation towards their teachers. So meaning to say, I give you one example. Let's say today, my students found that in my class, okay, they see, oh, Dr. Ling, very systematic. So I try to be very systematic also, because I do believe that if I work systematically, then people will like me. So systematic is a new ethic, new moral value going to be held by the student. But when the students move on to the year 4, year 5, and year 6, when they meet with another new teachers, they are going to face a lot of conflict. Why? Because that new teacher, not necessarily they also happy with the moral value like systematic. What they want maybe something else, like be punctual, maybe something like more discipline, maybe something like messy work. And then the students will started to feel like very complicated. What happened to this moral value? So that's why we as a teacher, we are here helping the students, to help them to decide, to help them to learn, to help them to differentiate what is the meaning of the good and the bad one, the right and the wrong one. So ethics here, that's why I say impact the behaviors and permit the individual to make the right options. Okay, so as I said before, this one, whether you like it or not, this is our main and our core business. Okay, this is what we need to do. So There are 4 different edits in education, as I can see generally. Conflicts of interest. The conflicts of interest edits in education is a condition in which your main responsibility to a student is negotiated by engaging priorities. Conflicts of interest can display in a variety of contexts and for several various reasons. Okay, conflicts of interest. This is the first one. And I do believe that most of the time, especially from my side, conflict of interest all the time, because all the time I act as the reviewers and the panels for one conference, and then the conference manager definitely will ask me, "Did you have any conflicts of interest or not throughout the progress?" So this is the first thing that the conference will ask me. The second one is the responsibility. Along with all the ethics, and then the responsibility is also one of the bitter ethics in education. The students' responsibility takes place when the students take an energetic part in their studying by acknowledging they are responsible for their academic success. So it's hard to say, to inform the student, this is not your responsibility, but I give you one example. This afternoon, I have a student, my master student, when she came to me, and then I said that I know this is your personality, but the thing is, you realize about the responsibility, but at the same time, you still need to consider about your personality, because sometimes there is a conflict between the responsibility and the personality. All right. Honesty. Honesty is a very important trait.
By the way, teacher, you were saying about a clash of the personality and the responsibility. You mean a clash of that
Yes, the
particular
clash.
teachers? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Because especially nowadays, you can see from the children, in a class with 40 students, 40 different personalities.
Yes, exactly.
And then all the time we inform the students that this is your responsibility. So by the time you inform the student this is your responsibility, maybe in your mindset here, you only think about few students only. But how are you going to ensure that we can relate this significantly, the responsibility that we mentioned to the students with their personality? That's why as a teacher, the most important thing as a leader here is good for us to identify the students' personality all the time, so that we can build up, we can design something just like what we want to do in the programming, based on what we want, and then we try to build out. Okay.
Okay.
And then the next one is the honesty. Okay, the honesty in school, the good student-teacher bond come from the mutual trust and respect. One of the important elements in the ethics is the mutual trust. No mutual trust, no respect. Believe it or not.
True. Yes, true.
So you want to have the full cooperation from the students in the class to listen to you, to your delivery. Definitely you need to have the mutual trust with the students. So that's why when I see your video for in your assignments, right? The one I comment, okay, I noticed that, okay, Taufik, when you become a leader, the way you look at the students, the way you look at the teachers, right? The eyes contact is very important. As a counselor, all the time, I try to build out the mutual trust between me and my client through my eyes contact. Okay. We have to make them feel like I am in my way now to concern about your development. So how to say, of course, you are planning something good for them, but good planning, if without the mutual trust, also cannot work.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Now, the next one is the confidentiality. Confidentiality is one of the other edits that is essential in education, and the confidentiality refers to your commitment not to not to disclose or transmit the information to the unauthorized people. Okay, regarding this one, let me ask you, let me share with you one situation. All the time, I'm a counselor. When I deal with my client, okay, today, let's say my client, Joseph come and talk to me, share with me, say that he is not happy, okay? He's not happy and he is really disagree with whatever said by his leader in the school. And he told me that if the leader do this again, I will punch at the tire.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
So,
all right.
am I supposed to inform the leader regarding this one? What do you think, Taufik?
In my opinion, if that person who say he want to puncture the tire, right? Okay, there are two things. He might not carry it out, all right? He might not, okay, he might not carry because due to his anger. On the other hand, he might, all right? So what, if I'm in that position, I will not tell it to the principal that this teacher is very angry and therefore he's going to punch your tire. I will not do that, but I will talk in a very subtle and a subtle way to put the message across to the principal that we have to be very tactful when we talk to the teacher.
Okay.
This will be my opinion.
Okay. So if I change again, he told me that if he do this again to me, I will kill him.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So what are you going to do?
Okay. So I have to act as like a mediator between this particular teacher and the principal. All right. I have come across this also in my working experience as well. I think it all depends very much on this particular teacher. If he or she cannot be trusted, then I will tell the principal that what he or she is going to do. But if this guy if I have been working with him for many years and I find that he has a temper, but he can be trusted, I will talk to the principal in such a manner that will I would say that to counsel that teacher in a very diplomatic manner, because my principal also behave in that way. Sometimes he talk to people in a very rough manner, and to the person that he like, he talk in a very soft manner. So I play that role sometimes, come in between, you see.
Okay. Regarding the role as the mediator, and then since you talk about the counsel also, okay, that's why you have to set the rule, okay, with these kinds of conversation, okay. So to be professional, you have to inform him. You have to say that, okay, in case the conversation is something about trying to hurt someone else, then it's my responsibility to inform, let's say, police, to inform the school principal, the leader. So you have to inform him first. Then only you can take the action. So if let's say he just said that want to punch at the tire, okay, nothing to do lah. So let him do lah. But if let's say it harm the life, and then that is something that you need to inform the other people. Okay. All right. This is what you need to know. But anyhow, these kinds of conversations, right? That's why all the time the leader need to be professional in the school.
Exactly.
When you be professional in the school, okay, you have to inform the staff. You say that, of course, definitely, I welcome you all to come to my office and to share with me. But I have to inform you that, so any conversation, let's say, trying to, I found that you try to hurt or harm some other people else. So it's my responsibility to inform the police, to inform the ambulance, to inform the respected person. Okay. So this is what you need to do. Okay.
If it's a very serious matter, a threat to our life, then we will have to inform the authority.
Correct. Yes. Okay. So the moral agency of the educator. So in school, all the educators also play the role as the moral agents. Okay, no matter who are, that's why I put the educators. Educators, yes, meaning including the teachers, including the lecturers, including the principals, including the advisors, everyone. Okay, so they have the special responsibility to become the moral examples, and then to devote to standards of best practice, conditions of competence to be maintained and promoted, be conscientious moral actors to deliberately make decisions and take actions in a distinctly moral manner, consider the moral consequences of not only their decisions and actions, but also the moral consequences of the policies and practices of their institution, reflect on the dilemmas, issues, and the conflicting matters. That is, they have the capacity to reflect and develop informed and responsible judgment and choose the best among defensible options. In other words, the school administrator and the rest of the teachers are the problem setters as well as the problem solvers. But honestly, from my experience, what I want to say is, do be careful when you read on this slide, right? Even though this slide here say that, you see this one, you see this statement.
Okay.
Okay, problem setters as well as the problem solvers. Okay, we can't solve their problem. Always remember, we can't solve their problem. Okay, that's why we're only able to play the role as the coach or mentor to give them the feedback. Okay, daily basis feedback, so that they can improve them all the time. We are here not to solve their problem. That's why in my office, right? Okay, in my grades now, okay, my responsibility is to do a lot of coaching and mentoring to my staff. So when I do the coaching and mentoring to my staff, I told them, I said, you feel free to come and share with me your problem, and I can guide you. I can provide you the idea. I can helping you to develop the solution, but I'm not the problem solver. Okay, I'm not solving your problem.
True. Okay.
Why? Because if you help them, oh no, sorry, if you solve the problem for them, let's say, and last they are unhappy with the solution, what happened?
Oh,
They blame us.
yeah, there will be a problem between you, between.
Yeah, they blame us, and then you made the situation becomes more complicated.
Yes.
So the best way is, you as the coach, you encourage them to contribute the ideas, and then you help them to judge the idea. You see, you see my keywords. Help them to judge the idea. We are not the one who judge their idea, but we help them to judge the idea. Let's say, he said, okay, Joseph say again, I don't like my principal. Okay, I think I'm not going to the office tomorrow. Then you ask him, you can ask him, so do you think it is good for you not to go to the office? And this will affect your career development. So see what he say about his future. Okay. If he concerned about his future, definitely he will share with you something about his future. Then slowly bring him judge together. Remember, class, once again, we are not here to judge the idea. We are here to coach them. Coaching means what? Coaching means coaching means I assist you to judge your idea. Okay? And I helped you to identify the solution. Okay? I helped you to identify the solution. I don't solve the problem for you. Remember this one. Okay? I don't solve the problem for you. Okay. Now, the school, okay, why the moral agency of the educator is emphasized? Okay, why all the time, no matter you are in IPG, no matter in mata perguruan, in university, as long as you want to become the teacher, you have to answer this question. Why the moral agency of the educator is emphasized? Because the school is a moral institution. In the school, education cannot be separated from the moral values. which are embedded in almost every objective and aim of education, as well as in its curriculum. Moral judgment are also important in education. Okay, moral judgment, not easy. You need the experience. That's why if you have no experience, it's good for you to have the mentor or a coach in your school. Refer to the mentor, refer to the coach to have the idea on how to judge this issue when you are in when you are in a dilemma. All right. Now, the second reason is education prepare the student for citizenship. Students must be assisted in developing their individual freedom by involving them collectively in defining the common good. Educators must find the answer to this question sensitively and fairly. Otherwise, they will be accused of misusing their power and authority. Only those who are willing to become moral agents can find the justified answer to this question. Okay, meaning what? You want to be strict to your student. You want to be strict to your staff. Okay, why not? But please, at the same time, let them know your concern. Let them understand your concern. That's why when I listen to when I watch all the videos, right? I noticed that this semester, you all are very serious. And then I'm facing all these serious leaders. My goodness, I was thinking, if I'm the staff, definitely I will zao already. Because how to say, the way you all deliver the message to the staff, right? Very serious. A lot of content. That's good. I like that part. A lot of content. But one thing is, I notice no eyes contact. Sometimes we have to learn how to see people, how to look at their eyes. And that once you don't have to say a lot. The way you look at them, the way you see them, really solve a lot of issues already. So I have to practice this one. Okay. Now, accountability and education and moral responsibility of schools. Okay. Accountability to what? Yes, hi. To an ideal quality that is integrity refers to willingness to accept capability for one's own action. One indicator, or rather factor, for the phenomenon is that some people refuse to be answerable for their own action, and some fail to give justified explanation or reason for the particular action. Okay. Please mute, please mute. Please mute the mic, thank you. Okay, accountability to whom? Okay, an agent's responsibility is to a provider, and the measure by the result produced through the agent's, through the agent's skills in handling resources. The agent may have customer or clients, but to none the agent is accountable except to the provider. Educator must not be limited to an accountability relationship with the provider. Rather, there are many constituencies of accountabilities for the educators. Okay. Now, there are 4 different types of accountability here in education that you need to understand. The first one here is contractual accountability, okay, to the provider or employer related to the higher standards of performance. And the second one, intellectual accountability, a perception by the educator that he or she is under a discipline imposed by the intellectual criteria that the structure of the subject that he or she teach. And then professional accountability, okay, responsibility to oneself and colleagues, and moral accountability to the clients, to the students, and the parents. Okay, maybe for this one, intellectual accountability, this one, intellectual accountability. Anyone would like to explain, to share with me? This is talking about the perception by the educator that the educator is under the discipline imposed by an intellectual criteria and the structure of the structure that you teach in the school.
Perception by the teacher.
Yeah, anyone would like to share?
Could it be? Could it be that you are expected to have a certain degree of intellect?
Okay, can you explain more?
Okay, that that being a teacher that is recruited by the so-called the school, there are certain standard that they are expected of you. There are certain intellectual kind of thinking, okay, or some standard is expected of you. Could it be that?
Okay,
I'm not sure.
yeah. So we need this one because why? This intelligent accountability is requires the possibility of for the stakeholders to place the trust intelligently in the trustworthy. Okay, so you see, okay, just okay. Can anyone give me one example?
You mean example of intellectual accountability?
Yeah.
Can I say that let's say you are tasked to teach a certain subject, you are expected to be a master in that subject.
Can be okay. Okay, the other one like you can create the culture, the culture of the responsibility that we mentioned just now. Okay, that is also another how to say strategies for us to ensure the accountability in the education. So if we want to ensure the accountability in education, other than the one I mentioned just now to create the culture of trust and responsibility, can anyone here share with me any other strategy? Like in our class now, our EED214 here, how to ensure the accountability in this EED214?
You mean for the student or for the teacher?
Okay, for the teachers. Okay, let's say for the teachers.
Is to guide us, all right, to guide us to be well versed in the subject that we are taking now. That you are guiding us. You are guiding us to be able to understand and to be well versed in the subject that we are taking, and through your expertise transferring to us.
Yes, just imagine if let's say I don't put any more expectation on your assignment, is it okay?
Oh no. No,
So the most important one is we have to set the high standard and clear expectation on the student. If you want to ensure the intelligent accountability in education working, right? This thing you must do this one. Okay. The first one is I said just now, the culture of trust and responsibility. The second one is what? You set the high standard and the clear expectation. And then number three, you see this one, you all doing this one. I give you all 100% freedom. You see, when you all prepare the assignment for number one, the first assignment, the video, Dengar campur tangan?
No. You guide us, but we do it. We try and error. We did.
Yeah, okay. We need to
Upon
say,
your guidance.
okay, from my guide, and then I give you all 100% freedom. Because why? I want to give the ownership on the learning process to you all. The students learning ownership, the ownership. This is what I want you to have. And then you are the one actually who assess. So the next one is self-assess. Self-assess through the work. So mean to say, through this, the list of these strategies, then we can help to, how to say, to ensure the intellectual accountability working. Okay, now let's see this one. What about the moral accountability? Okay, can anyone share with me what you know about the moral accountability?
Can I say that your behavior, the teacher's behavior, okay?
Teacher's behavior, okay. Can you explain more?
what we call the professional behavior of what is expected of a teacher.
Okay.
Moral accountability, and then to guide the student, because parents some of the parents nowadays they are quite well educated, so they expect to see teachers to have some certain standards in inculcating moral standard to their children as well.
Okay. Then in that case, how can we be morally accountability?
I think at the end of the day, I think of course moral accountability can be learned, but I think at the end of the day is experience that count lah. This is my own personal experience that count. But at the end of the day, we can learn. We can learn from the mistake of other teachers or what. But at the end is, I think it's years of experience in inculcating moral responsibility to yourself and also to the students.
Okay. Okay. Now from here, I think you get the answer already. One of the very simple about the moral responsibility is the moral agent.
Yeah.
Okay. So one may have a moral obligation to help a friend, to support a parent in old age, or minimally respect another autonomy as a moral agent. Okay. So this is how we can we can morally accountability in education. All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now, moral responsibility of school. School are established to meet the aims and the objective determined by the interests of agency outside the school. That is the needs of the industry and especially the interests of the government in pursuing sustainable development and progress to ensure that the nation prominence and strength are maintained. Okay, so let's see the moral responsibility of school. So as for the professional model education, educators are built as expert motivated by the interest of the individual child. So educator must possess a high level of expertise based on a special body of knowledge. This is what, just like what Taufik shared with us just now, right? Acquiring such expertise and knowledge requires intelligence and hard work. Only then will educators be able to understand the different kinds of children and then define their needs and then limit their educational risk. Okay, so that's why you see why we need you all to understand. I mean, why we need to integrate so many different courses in one degree of education. Okay, so that to equip you all with different knowledge about education in order to help you all to identify the needs of the student. But don't forget, a lot of the teachers made this mistake. After they graduated from the university, they started their teaching profession. Then what happened? Enjoy their life.
Yeah.
No more self-development. So where is the self-development? Children keep changing and all these kids, you see, keep updating themselves. And what happened to the teachers? The teachers never update.
You'll be outdated.
You don't update, then you are outdated. So that's why you as the educator, one of the accountability here is you need to improve yourself. All the time you must go and seek for the knowledge. Otherwise, how are you going to make sure that you can handle the needs of the children and limit their educational risks? You need to understand that their educational risk. Okay, can you share with me, anyone here? What is the example of the educational risk here?
Okay, let's take my case for example. The subject that I'm teaching, okay, let's say economics, right? I have to constantly update myself with the latest changes, okay, in the subject or what happened to the real world outside, so that what I'm doing now is to relate real life into the topics that I'm teaching. And in order for me to do that, I have to read a lot. I got to develop myself intellectually and knowledge-wise as well.
Yes, you are right. You see, at the same time, I'm the supervisor for a lot of my doctoral students. Even now, I still pay the money to join a lot of different workshop of the research, okay, to gain the new knowledge. Even though I understand already, but I still keep joining and then to update, okay, to refresh my understanding. Otherwise, right, if I guide wrongly, what happened to the project? They will fail the project. So the educational risk here refer to the students who may be at the risk of not achieving the major learning outcomes of schooling to the levels which enable them to achieve their potential.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what we talk about the educational risk. All right. Now, accountability in education and the moral agency of educators. There may be conflict of interest between the provider and the other beneficiaries as well as among the beneficiaries themselves. Hence, the educator need to play a role of a problem setter and a problem solver. That's why once again, for those who just joined the class, right, I would like to remind you once again, remember, you need to play the role as a problem setter and the problem solver here, but doesn't mean you solve the problem. But you help the people to judge their idea, their alternative in order helping them to solve the problem. Not the one, you are not the one who solve the problems, remember. Now, the public control and the professional autonomy issue in Malaysia. There are several reasons why the government is willing to grant some form of the professional autonomy to certain schools. One criterion or factor is related to the role of the educator as moral agent. In particular, educators must be seen as accountable agents. To obtain the professional autonomy, educators must construct an accountability system where a professional, where in a status sense, we call it as professionalization, behave as a professional should, okay, in a sense of practice and is standards professionalism. All right. Accountability and trust. That's why I said these two keywords you cannot understand separately. Okay. Trust has an outside whereby the clients, parents, and other stakeholders and interested parties have the opportunity to trust or have the confidence in the school system and the educators operating it. Trust is also on the inside. It is a relational condition on the inside life of the institution, within the profession, between the school administrator and the staff, individual, teachers and students among the colleagues. It's an active and meaning interplay of people and play the roles inside the school. You see, when you talk about accountability and trust, okay, now you tell me, accountability and trust, which one should come first?
I think trust comes first, in my opinion.
Why?
If you need to choose between accountability and trust, okay, both are equally important, okay? But you need to choose one, I think trust is very important. It's in my
Okay.
opinion, yes.
Okay, thank you, Taufik. Taufik, now I want you to think about your assignment one, Taufik.
Yeah.
From your video,
Okay.
from your speech to the staff, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Your delivery, the accountability, or your delivery, the trust. The time you
Okay.
do the recording.
Okay. If you ask me my opinion, I think most probably is accountability.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I think the video is something that we will try to talk different. But I think in my video, if you want to ask me whether it's more on trust or accountability, I think it's more on accountability.
Yeah. Most of you lost the marks because of, as I said just now, the eyes contact. Eyes contact closely related to the trust. Okay. Wherever you go, of course, you want to gain the trust from other people, right? So trust should come first, I remember,
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
Yes.
Now, okay. And then, okay. So the school administrator and the staff can contribute to creating the trust in the system by working at the trust and establishing it inside the school. And to gain the trust, show your caring, friendship, okay, and then your honesty. Okay, let me share with you. When I do the audit, when we do the audit in our institution, okay, when the auditor came to the institution, they will audit not only the lecturer, not only the administrator, but at the same time, the cleaner. They will audit the cleaner. When they audit the cleaner, not checking whether you sweep the floor or not you mop the floor or not audit on that one. But they will ask the cleaner. Okay, let's say Zaihan now is my cleaner. Okay, I will ask Zaihan. Zaihan, adakah awak tahu apa bisi sekolah ini? If Zaihan say, mana aku tahu, aku datang hanya sapu lantai, habislah. Meaning to say, you as the leader now, you have to make sure that no matter who in your school, start from your administrator, your teachers, until your cleaner, they should know about the school vision and mission. If they don't know about the vision and mission, how they are going to achieve the school objective. So that is the purpose why the auditor want to audit the cleaner. They come not to ask Zaihan, Zaihan berapa kali awak sapu lantai hari ini? 2 kali. Oh bagus. Berapa kali awak mop lantai? Oh 1 kali. Oh tak cukup. Not that one. People not interested to know that. People more interested to know how good. Of course, but you don't lie here. You don't ask Zaihan to memorize this one. Zaihan, please, you as a school principal, you say, Zaihan, esok hari ada auditor, tolong hafal ini. When Zaihan hafal everything and tell the auditor everything, definitely I tell you, auditor don't believe it. They won't believe it. But if Zaihan say, I remember my principal say, we need to work together. Okay, cooperation. We need to work together. Maju sekolah. Enough already. You see. You don't ask Zaihan to memorize everything.
Vision and mission, yeah.
Vision and mission, no. Okay. Okay. So this is now. Thing. Now you should tell me what harm the accountability. Anyone? What harm accountability? Okay, I give you my first answer. What harm the accountability? Unclear expectation. When I have the very unclear expectation on my staff, you as the leader, definitely you are facing a lot of problems because your man doesn't know what you want. If they are not clear about your expectation, how they can contribute to your objective, how they can help to achieve the organization objective. Okay, now look at the second one, fear of failure. Okay, can anyone explain to me how this can harm the accountability?
Yeah, this fear of failure has done a great harm, right? Because most teachers are being told by the principal that you are expected to be successful, all right? And sometimes when you make a mistake, 1 or 2 small mistake, and you are being run down by the principal, so there is a fear of failure. So the teacher will not be able to give you a proper feedback to the principal because you shut them off already, because by your expectation of being successful all the time, no failure. So you shut them off whenever you want to get feedback from them because you've been run down by the principal.
We need to say, you see, the way you as a leader to deliver the message to them. So remember, Taufik, reflect again. Back to your assignment 1, how to deliver the message to your staff.
Right.
And then to Zaihan, you still remember how to reflect the message, how you deliver the message to your staff? If I'm your staff, definitely I will do one thing.
Okay.
I will do the messaging. Play my handphone. Cause why? Fear of failure. All your speech are too formal. Okay, so that is the second one, huh? All right. So the first one, unclear expectation. The second one, fear of failure. Okay, what about this one? Lack of engagement.
Yeah,
Anyone?
this one maybe I can share
Yeah.
my own personal experience on. See now, you see there are some leader, okay, where the teachers feel very free to talk to them, to talk to the
Mm-mm.
principals, because there's always a what we call a very good feedback, okay, not someone who say that I expect you to hear from me and then you don't talk too much, for example. That is
Okay.
definitely there's a lack of engagement. So there must be a two-way flow of traffic of dialogue between the principal and the teachers.
Okay.
This is my thinking, yeah, yeah.
Okay, Zahan, would you like to share anything in lack of engagement, Zahan?
Sorry, sir, my line is not good.
Your line is good. I can see your face very clear. Your line is good. You are driving or not?
Passenger,
Who drive? Who drive for you?
my children at the back.
Who
Yeah,
drive for you now? Who drive for you?
my husband. Then
Uh,
my children at the back.
luckily, your husband drive for you. Otherwise, you are going to become the Spider-Man.
It's
Now line not good, I believe already. Okay. All right. So these are the three that I can say it can harm the accountability. So to become the leader, please, you need to provide clear expectation. And then this one, the fear of failure, and then lack of engagement can harm the accountability. Okay, now think again. You as a leader, what can you do about this one? Unclear expectation, what you can do, okay, define what people are accountable for. Okay, define what people are accountable for. The second, give and receive the feedback on a daily basis. Okay, not the monthly basis, not the yearly basis, please, daily basis. Okay, make it available all the time. All right, and then encourage the risk taking in the workplace. We need to encourage our staff to take the risk. Okay, encourage them. Okay, now lead by the example. All
Yeah,
right,
very important.
lead by
Walk the talk.
example. And then this one, give the employer the clear roles in driving the key result.
I think lead by example to me, I think is all the other points are important, but lead by example is very important. Walk the talk, I mean.
Yes, you don't just talk only. You talk, then you
Yeah,
cannot. So if let's
correct.
say you telling people you want this to be done in this way, right? But and then you accept in other way also cannot. So lead them through the correct example. All right. So last but not least, class. What many leaders fail to realize is that lack of the trust and accountability is a behavior that tends to cascade from the top of the management. Environments that rely on the finger pointing do very little to build a proactive corporate culture and motivate employees to deliver and take on extra ownership. Okay?
Yeah.
And then this one, lead by example. Trust your colleagues. Encourage intelligent risk-taking. Ensure that people have a clear understanding of what they are responsible for. And last but not least, provide the employees with the regular feedback, but again, refrain from blaming them. Okay, instead celebrate their success and then provide them with a valuable recommendation. Okay, but can you share with me what's the important refrain from blaming them?
Refrain from blaming them in a sense that for everything you blame them, all right? Okay. Instead of blaming them, I think it's good that we have a dialogue to see instead of what happened to to you or to that person. We should ask what happened to the system, for example.
Yes.
So in this case, we can prevent from blaming people, so to speak. we talk about system. The system, what's wrong with the system instead of the people. This is my opinion.
Okay. So actually, the good way is, the best way is after the coachee or the mentee done something, right? It's good for you all to discuss together, okay? To discuss together. One is through the discussion, we don't blame them. And then through the discussion is the way for us to motivate them to keep trying. All right, that is the way. This is how you help the student. In fact, from my experience, okay, how to deal with the teachers, right? It's the same way how to deal with the students. You see, when you come to the students, when the students come to you, okay, I don't know how to do this one. Okay, you say, do this yourself. Okay, any more motivation elements here? No more. Same thing. So when you deal with your staff, you as a leader, you motivate them. You don't blame them. Blaming no result. Blaming cannot bring any good result. Definitely. Blaming only can cause, how to say, more issue, and then more complicated issue, and then more complicated situations. Okay, so that's why from here, what I said, all right, you see, trust your colleagues. In fact, this one, right, there is a researcher named Tesana Moran. Tesana Moran, you can go and search. You can go and search this one, Tesana Moran. Tesana Moran, her name is Tschenenmora. Tesana Moran. Tesana Moran is one of the researcher, okay, done a lot of research in the trust. She studied a lot about the trust. Okay, she tried to identify how the trust in the colleagues, how the trust in the teachers can bring the benefits. Okay, you can go and search for this one, Tesana Moran. All right, and then you as the leader provide the employees with the regular feedback. Okay, if you want to provide the leader and the employee with the regular feedback, okay, what you need to know when you want to provide the feedback. Ask what you need to know when you want to provide the feedback.
Who provide feedback? You mean the teacher to the principal?
The leader.
Okay, all right.
Okay, if let's say Miss Bong come to me, okay, Miss Bong try to ask me something, okay, totally, blah, 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 this one, okay. So before I try to give her the feedback, number one, the first thing is, I need to make sure I have my credibility, feedback credibility. That is number one. What is the feedback credibility? My background, my knowledge. Okay, I must have the certain knowledge, certain level knowledge. I must have the certain experience about what Miss Bong want to ask from me. If Miss Bong asks me how to prepare pandan cake, oh my goodness. If you ask me how to prepare pandan cake, I only know how to eat pandan cake. You should ask Zai Hang, not me. So I don't have the credibility in pandan cake, but I have the credibility in leadership. That is credibility, feedback credibility. Okay, give me the second thing.
Just now you were saying that be an expert in the subject matter, right? Then you have the credibility. Okay, and then furthermore, I think you must have the reputation, of a trustworthy person.
Okay. You can have this trustworthy person. This trustworthy person definitely related to the credibility. If you have the credibility, you see, for example, this morning I received the email from Indonesia, one of the leadership journal. Okay, why? How they can look for me? Because they know that I have the knowledge on the leadership, and I publish a lot of papers on the leadership. So that's why I have the credibility in writing the leadership publications, right? So that's why they can come to me.
Subject matter expertise. They call it, right?
Yes, subject matter expertise, subject matter expertise also in the credibility also. Okay, what else? Other than credibility, what else? Think about your assignment one.
Your ability to get along with people. I mean, people find it they'll find at ease to talk to you, for example.
Okay, that is talking about the feedback delivery, right?
Yes, yes.
A lot of the teachers, especially the leaders, right? Okay, a lot of the school principal, they believe, as long as I can talk to my teachers, I can tell my teachers what they want, what I want from them. That's it. Okay, you can talk to them, you can inform them about your expectation, but the thing is how to deliver to them. That is the second thing. Number two, feedback delivery. Okay, feedback delivery. Okay, and then the way you talk to them. Okay, I think one of you, okay, Zaihan, from your video, I noticed her video with a lot of content. Okay, that is about the video and the video feedback quality. The third one is the feedback quality. You see, if you have this feedback credibility and you know how to deliver the feedback, that is sure that this is a very quality feedback. So that is the third one. We as the leader all the time, that's why I say why you all need to improve yourself. You all need to improve yourself because you all need to make sure that every time, all the time, the feedback from you as a leader is the quality feedback. Okay, what else? Like for example, you see Miss Bond very quiet. Okay, Miss Bond very quiet. So Taufi, you as the leader, what you need to do?
Okay, let's say for example, if I'm dealing with her, for example, I will continue to try to encourage her to give me some feedback so that the dialogue can be continued. All right.
You encourage her.
Uh,
You encourage
like,
her
no, I
to.
mean to to have a dialogue. You see, a dialogue in order to get back.
Who will start the dialogue? The
Okay.
leader start the dialogue, or the
Yes.
or Bond start the dialogue?
Of course, the leader have to. Have to start first. All right.
Ah.
Then the leader had to start first, definitely, to initiate the dialogue.
So meaning to say, encourage feedback seeking.
Yes.
We need to encourage the feedback seeking. Okay.
Exactly.
We as the leader, we need to encourage the feedback seeking from our staff. All right. Of course, you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of quality feedbacks, quality contents. But if you don't encourage your staff to seek for the feedback from you, how they can improve from you? Okay. Okay. Now, what else other than feedback credibility, feedback quality, the feedback delivery, encourage feedback seeking? Okay. Number 5. From our 3 tutorials, what else you can see? Number 5, give me one more.
Leadership.
Yeah, number 5.
Would it be leadership by example?
That one lead by example. Lead by example, very common. Okay, very common. Okay, don't look at two comments. Inside these comments, right, there are a lot of specific themes that you all need to see. Okay, tell me. Number 5.
When I talk about character, moral character.
Character related to your credibility. You remember what I said just now? 24 hours. Feedback availability.
Okay.
Available or not? Availability or not? Okay,
Or can I
feedback.
say that you make yourself available to everyone?
Yes, because a leader need to be 24 hours, and not sorry, a leader need to provide 24 hours, not 24 hours. How to say? What I say just now, I also
The
forget.
availability to
Provide
every
the
person.
feedback.
Uh-uh.
This is the problem. People with COVID-19, you see, everything forget already. Whatever in my mind here now, I cannot recall already. Okay.
Doctor, if you're feeling well, maybe we can cut short the session. I think COVID-19 is also quite serious. I think you are overworking.
Overworking. But today, yeah. Surprisingly, today when I call my students, when I have a class online with the students, I ask 3 students. The other 2 students also COVID-19 positive. I ask them any symptom. The first one say, coughing. Coughing only. Wow, not fair. And then when I ask the second student say, no symptom. Wow, oh my God. Why? Aku, kahak, coughing, muscle pain, and then what else?
Headache.
Headache, fever,
Yeah.
and then yesterday I almost lost my voice. You want package, full package, buy one get full. Okay, now, so the one you need to be able to provide how to say the feedback to your staff. And then one more thing is to provide the constructive feedback. Okay, learn to provide constructive feedback. Don't just feedback. Okay, give me one example of constructive feedback. Labir, give me one example.
Not very sure, Doctor.
Lavia, just imagine, okay, I'm your school teacher. Today I achieve your school objective. Then I come to see you. So what are you going to say to me? You are my school principal. You are my school principal. You don't forget that. You are my school principal. I work so hard for the school. Okay, 24 hours for the school until I get COVID-19, you see.
Appreciate, Doctor.
That's all. Tomorrow I resign.
Recognize.
Tomorrow I resign.
Promotion.
You see, Lavia, only now you smile. Throughout your video, you don't even smile.
Yeah.
Your video sounds like that I'm dealing with the alone, you know. So you all make me in a very complicated situations. I don't know. Oh my goodness. You say not good, but it's good lah. The only thing is the mimik muka tak ada, the eyes contact tak ada, but the content very good. All of you give me very good content. Then it's really hard for me to judge this time with this for this semester. So Lavie, as the principal, as the leader, right? When our school teacher successfully done something for us, right? Good job. You have done very well. I'm happy. The school really needs you. Miss Pong, say something, Miss Pong. You are my school principal. I done something for school now. If you don't want me to quit, say something to me.
Good job.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate your good doing.
Yes.
Keep it up.
No eyes contact.
Mm-mm.
So this is how you see. This is how you all need to practice. All right. Okay. Okay. So last one. Okay. So other than that, so back to the trust just now. In fact, this is what I want to share with you all. Trust. Okay. When you talk about the trust just now, this one. Trust here. Okay. This one. For those who just join in, right? Okay. Make sure you know that. You know this one here. Okay. So. To be more specific, there are two different types of trust that you can share. If let's say these questions come out, for example, if let's say this question come out in your exam, your assignment number 3, okay, write something extra. So cognitive trust and also the affective trust. What is mean by cognitive trust and affective trust? Can anyone share with me? Cognitive trust, affective trust. Levere, what do you think? Cognitive trust. Look at the keyword cognitive trust. Cognitive trust. Respond. Effective trust. Look at the keyword effective trust. No need to go, no need to check the module, not inside the module. Effective trust and cognitive trust. If you can answer, then we can end out the tutorial 3 already.
Effective trust.
Effective, not effective. Effective. Anyone?
Can I say that effective trust is that how do I put it in word? The trust that you have in you, even without me discussing with you, that I know that that I can trust you. All right, your so-called standard of trustworthiness.
Okay.
That there's a high level of what we call of trust in you. There's no trust deficit in that sense. Knowing that you will carry out what you have promised to do.
Then how to build the effective trust with your subordinates?
Okay, okay. Let's take my case for example. Is that when you promise to do something, okay, to them, your student, you all the time most of the time you carry that out. Okay, whatever that you promise to do or you have promised to do that. Okay, so to speak. So I think the trust is built up in a very consistent manner, so to speak. Now, for example, okay, my student will know that, okay, whenever they call me anytime they want, or no matter how much I scold them, they know that eventually I have them at my heart, all right? That I'm able to look into whatever problems that they may have in their studies. Although sometimes I'll be very hard on them, but they know that at the end of the day, they dare to approach me. But the trust is there that I will look into their study problem, so to speak.
Meaning to say, if let's say 5 of you, okay, my subordinates, to show the effective trust, I show my concern. Okay, I show my concern, I show my care to 5 of you. That is effective trust. Okay, very good. Now, what about cognitive trust? Okay, Lebia, your turn now. What kind of the leader? We say that the leader with the cognitive trust, the leader with the cognitive trust. What if the exam come out, the questions are asked you, define the leader with the cognitive trust. How are you going to answer this question? The leader with the cognitive trust.
Can I say that, let's say my student, they know my capability of my expertise in that subject. So if they feel that they are lost, so to speak, they know that I'm the one that they can look up to. Because you are an expert in that subject matter. Okay, there are other teachers teaching the same subject, for example, but they know that when they have this problem in this subject, they know whom to look for, the trust.
They know your technical ability.
Yeah, your technical ability. They know that you are the one who know this subject inside out, and therefore, okay, this could it be that something like it?
Meaning to say, people confident with someone technical ability to do the job.
Yes. For example, like yesterday, one of my students was asking me, teacher, three of them, can we have the other teacher to be our teacher in teaching biology, for example? I said, why? Because even though she's very ngiao, very, very strict compared with the other teacher, but we trust her that she's able to deliver us the kind of standard of the subject that we will want to learn. So I said, okay, in this case, I'll talk to the principal. So because of the technical ability of that subject, the trust.
Okay, very good. So try to identify from this way, So when you come to the exam, right? Assignment 3, Assignment 3, I can show to you, previous semester, the question is like this, Previous semester is below. Assignment 3, where are you? Let me see this one. Wait. No, I don't have. This one cannot show. All right. Okay, class. So, once again, okay, so you clear about this one. Trust, okay, make sure you know more about the accountability. For this chapter 5 is more on the accountability in education, okay. So we try to relate accountability with the trust, and basically when you answer the questions on the accountability, don't write separately from the trust, okay. Make sure I can see the connection between the accountability with the trust. Okay, sometimes the students fail to fail to identify or show the connection between these two keywords. That's why they get the very low marks here, Okay, all right. So I sent to you all already the handout for the chapter number 5. Then any more question you want to ask me? So we have done all 5 chapters already. Chapter 4 already, right?
Yep.
Chapter 4 already, huh? So you have any question you want to ask me?
Doctor, when will be the submission for TMA 3? Yeah?
TMA 3, this is what you concern, Labia. Wait, I show you this one, the schedule. So far, any you get the questions from Miss Chia or not?
Not yet. You mean for the assignment 3?
Yeah, TMA 3 not yet.
We have already submitted assignment 1 and 2, but 3, assignment 3, no, not yet.
Not yet, okay. Now look at this one here. This one, if according to this one, I think the submissions, you see, 7 March is here. You see, commencement date of the alternative assessment for students is 21st March by week 11. I think this is your assignment number 3 here, this one. And then deadline for the submission of the alternative assessment for students is 8 April. 8 April.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the due date lah, 8 April 2022. Okay, but don't worry so much. As I said to Taufik just now, I said once you all receive the assignment number 3, if my condition okay, then I will try to arrange another short meeting with you all. Then we discuss a bit about the assignment number 3 before you start doing assignment number 3.
Okay. All right.
Is it okay?
All right. All right.
All right. Clear, Lebby,
Yeah, very clear.
Yep.
So, okay. So, I think that's all for today. But do you have any question you want to ask me before I start the class? Sorry, I really cannot tahan. My whole body, muscle pain.
Doctor, I think you take a
so
rest.
Cannot, lie down also cannot. I also don't know
Good rest,
how.
Doctor.
Take a good rest, doctor.
Day 3 COVID quarantine at home. So Miss Bong, if you like the virus, you can come to my place and then I send to you my virus.
All right.
But don't come lah, don't come. Stay away from COVID. That is good lah, So Miss Bong, where you stay in Kuching?
Pintawa.
Oh, Pintawa. Okay. Oh, Pintawa. Okay. All right. Okay. Miss Yor. This is Miss Yor, right?
Yes.
Miss Yor, when you want to submit the assignment?
Oh, very soon. So I want to ask you the assignment 3, it's mainly on chapter 5 or covering all from 1 to 5?
Don't know. Possibly 1 to 5.
Oh, 1 to 5, not only
You mean assignment 3, Assignment 3 is not just assignment 3. Assignment 3 is the assessment, alternative assessment. Okay. Due to the pandemic COVID-19, you cannot go to the center for the test. That's why university arrange this alternative assessment to replace your final test. So that's why your assignment 3 will cover topic 1 to topic number 5. Topic 1 to topic 5. Okay. But no more extension, that one no more extension, that one don't extend anymore, cannot extend, that one, So everyone here, don't ever try to write any letter to apply for the extensions, no, impossible, because that is the assessment. That is the alternative assessment. You fail to submit that one, you fail. You see, don't fail lah. Very easy one, EED214. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How come Zaihan with two numbers come out?
Now I'm using the phone because the laptop is out of battery.
I see. Okay. Understand. Okay. So class, so I think I have to stop here. So once again, if you don't have any question to ask, later I will send you the video. Okay. For those who comer just now, never mind, you can refer to the video, and then the handout I forwarded already in our Telegram group. Thank you so much for becoming students in this semester. So just feel free to ask me the questions from time to time, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much, doctor. You have a good rest. Take care. Night.
Good rest.
Thank you, Taufik. Thank you, Labir. Thank you, Miss Yo. Thank you, Miss Pong. And not forgetting also to thank you to Zai Hang also. Okay. So I think that's all for tonight.
Yes.